Hey everyone, hope you guys are all doing good. So this is the minor arcana covering the Queen of Wands today, and okay, I'm gonna give a few key words about what she stands for. Her key words are positive, positive thinking, cheerfulness, energetic, attractive, independent. Those are the type of qualities that the Queen of Wands exudes and possesses. Okay, so if in a reading you for instance see the Queen of Wands, it's saying to adopt those type of qualities most likely. But again, you have to look at them in context to what you're asking, and how you address a question is really important in getting a clear answer, on what the cards are trying to tell you. Okay, so if you're like asking about love, and the Queen of Wands appears, and it appears, let's say, if you're a man and you're asking about a woman, well, she might represent the woman that you're attracted to. She might have those type of qualities. Um, if you're or actually, I take that back. It can also pertain to both men and women, because it is just a trait, and the fact that it's a queen is really only telling you the degree of how how strong you exhibit certain qualities. I'll talk a little bit about the difference between queens and kings, um, but yeah, just to stick with the queen and tell you a little bit about what makes a queen different. It's more than just the whole masculine feminine dynamic. It's about thinking versus doing. Like for instance, a queen about would be more about thinking and feeling, exhibiting those, like, having positive thoughts, because they say, well, in society, they say females, they tend to be more passive, or, that there's that idea that's how they should be. And men are more like active and aggressive and stuff. But the thing is I wouldn't look at it to represent if it's actually a woman, per se, but it can at times, and that's where you just have to use your intuition to tell you, if it's saying that. But okay, so let's say if you're a woman or a man, it doesn't matter, but if you're asking about somebody and you need advice, let's say you want advice on what to do to um, pursue somebody that you like, or you want to be with somebody and there's someone you're interested in. Well, it's saying to just emulate her confidence, just emulate her confidence, believe in yourself, um, know your worth. And having low self-esteem is a no-no. When the Queen of Wands appears, it could be telling you that it's too low, and you need to up it a little. Or it could be saying that this is one of the qualities that is helping you. It could be your optimistic, cheerful attitude, why things are going right for you in life. I mean, things aren't always so black and white in life. Some people have certain things they want to change, and other things that they're not so concerned with. And it could be saying that the reason why things aren't worse is because this quality is what's helping you out. But again, you have to see where she falls. Is she falling in a position that's seen as a vice? So if it's indicating, overall she's a very positive card. I can't see really anything too bad about her, except maybe, um, you know, if there's like a knight, you know, so around her, you know, depending on what you're asking. Let's say if you were to have like you know, I already know I discussed him last time, but let's say if you had like the Knight of Wands, um, let's see where he is. See if I could find him. But let's say if you have like the Knight of Wands, you know, around her, you know, maybe it's saying you need to maybe not be so cocky, you know. It could be because knights are usually they're extremists, you know, in their qualities. So that's pretty much all they mean. They're addressing the quantity of a certain of what the suit represents, you know, and wands do indicate you know, being cheerful and confident and all that, you know. Okay, so if you want to know like how something will turn out, say in the love department, so the Queen of Wands means that it doesn't really say much about the status. It doesn't say, oh, if you're gonna be going out with a guy that you're dreaming of or anything, but it is saying to possess her qualities, um, or if if you're already doing that, it could be saying that you'll have something to feel very happy about. You know, it doesn't say exactly what it is, but you know, you will have a reason um, to warrant you being confident and happy in yourself. You know, we know that if you're feeling confident and happy, it's because something good happened. You know, something good. Maybe he told you he liked you back. You know, I'm just throwing it out there. Those are some of the possibilities. If you're seeing a snapshot of your state, you know, as being positive, as the outcome. You know, let's say you did like a Celtic cross and she came up as the outcome of a love pursuit, you know, then that would mean, and this is both men and women, the love interest that you have is going to make you feel this way, you know. And you know, this you know, tarot is so you know, it's subjective. There's so many ways to look at it. It would take forever to you know, show all the different possibilities, you know. I mean, literally you could write a thick encyclopedia of, you know, what every little thing could mean. Let's say if it is possible, you know, if you get the Queen of Wands, that you may not end up with the person that you're interested in, and instead it's just saying you would likely look at other cards for this, but if it shows you, let's say, being alone, coming out empty-handed, you know, not having something like the Two of Cups next to her, but instead having maybe the like the Hermit card, like let's say, or you know, something like that's more of a solitary type card. If you were to have one of those, or let's say like the Seven of Swords or something, you know, like this guy here, um, you know, I'm, you know, we're not gonna be examining the Seven of Swords for a while, but one of the things he simply means is being like a loner. You know, that's one of the things. So the Seven of Swords, you know, could help you in trying to figure out what the outcome is. You know, it's possible that you might you might not end up with the person with the Queen of Wands present as the outcome, very likely, but you just, you know, you realize your self-worth anyways. You know, you finally realize, oh, I don't want to be with this person to um you know, I don't need this person to be happy. You know, I believe in my own self-worth. You know, it's like when you know, let's say you are in an abusive relationship, or you're in a relationship where your partner's not treating you good, or you're waiting for your partner to come back or something like that. You know, when this card comes up, it's saying that you could be independent and realize your self-worth. You know, just by its own, the Queen of Wands doesn't really tell you about what, you know, what's really going to happen with you and your partner. It just, or you know, prospective partner, but it is saying a little bit about how you're going to feel. And if you're going to be alone, well, just look on the bright side. You're going to feel, you know, you're going to realize your self-worth, you know. your dignity and stuff is important. Okay, so let's move on to work. Okay, so in the work area, it's pretty much the same thing you want to apply. Like use her traits. Try to be positive and cheerful and all those things. Confident, in order to do a good job. Believe in yourself. Using You could use her attitude to get your way. It could get you very far at your job. Now that's only if it's telling you what to do. You can also see this card, the Queen of Wands, telling you, like I used the example before, like for instance, if you got something that's telling you to, you know, kind of lower your confidence. Maybe you're falling into the more cocky range instead of confident. Something like temperance would indicate, you need to be more moderate. You know what I mean? That's the thing I tend to use the temperance card for, because it'll let you know if things are, um, up or down. So it gives you a little indicator that quantity is crucial there, because it is about moderation. So so believe in yourself, and let me see anything else I might have missed about the Queen of Wands, at least in work. So yeah, she's pretty popular. She's like the popular queen. um, she's she could be like, if like in high school, they say she's probably like the cheerleader, that could have all the guys. It's really funny the way they have little stereotypes for the court cards. So I'm trying to think of any other example. I mean, there's like 78 cards in the deck, so I could go through all the possible things that it could mean, but I don't have that much time. So okay, the Queen of Swords. Okay, so let's say for instance you got this card next to hers, and depending on, like, what kind of spread you're doing. First of all, you could have, like, maybe there's a problem at work, and you have, there's this person, this lady or man or whatever, who's really biting in their sarcasm, or their words are, kind of hurting you. And you see this, this could mean the person that's saying things that bother you at work. Well, the Queen of Wands is saying, you can diffuse it with confidence. Diffuse it. Just uh, be the bigger person. Let them know that you're confident in yourself, and you'd be surprised, what you can accomplish with just showing it. But yeah, confidence really comes from within, though. So it's kind of hard to fake it, I would say. Okay, so a couple of things about the Queen of Wands. So yeah, she is, astrologically, she's associated with Leo. I mean, it's quite obvious. There's all these lions. There's a little kitty cat. There's a sunflower. A sunflower, I would think it's metaphorical way of saying the sun. So it's pretty bright, and we all know Leos. Have you ever met a Leo? They're very confident. A lot of them are. um they just have this energy about them, most of them. um I know I used to work, and before I started doing this professionally, I used to work in a laboratory, and believe me, most of the people that I tend to gravitate towards, if I felt like I needed help, or I needed that, because I was a little meek at my job. I was kind of meek, and I always tend to, like, kind of lean on the Leos for some reason. There was something about them. It's really weird. But yeah, so they are very confident. They can be bossy. I know they can. Depending on what some of the signs are in their natal chart. In the background, it could be good or bad. Just like any other sign, they have good and bad traits. But yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the finances part of it. Um, so again, it's saying to stay positive. regarding finances, and try being optimistic about the future. So we can say, like, if you had this in, let's say, the past, you know, let's say she fell in the past position, and you have, well, suddenly, I'm trying to think of an example. You know, suddenly, you got, ooh, this would be a good card. Let's say you get the Empress, out of nowhere. Um, well, it could it I mean, the story pretty obviously looks, you were confident, you believed in your abilities, and through whatever way, it allowed you to fall in the lap of luxury, because the Empress is a luxury type card, she's very luxurious. Um, so okay. And sometimes, um, you got to look at it with how it's come across. I mean, you can get, let's say you get something like the Five of Pentacles, you know, it's a pretty sad card. Um, maybe you need to start being more confident. Otherwise this can happen. So it depends on how you look at it. You have to, there really is, I want to make something clear. You There is an element of using intuition, in the tarot. Let it speak to you, because obviously I don't think the cards would ever recommend, like, to I don't think they would ever say that, oh, if you're confident, you'll fall you'll walk into failure. I mean, nobody, would ever say something like that. Confidence is, from my understanding, it's a good thing. So if something bad is coming out of you feeling some confidence, let's say this is saying, this comes first and then this comes next. Well, it's probably not saying that your confidence led to poverty. It's probably saying to feel confident. Otherwise, you'll fall into this. You'll fall into, um, devastation. So you have to really let it speak to you. Really. Okay. And I'm going to do one more example on what she can mean. Like, let's say surrounding her is the moon. Well, this is about confusion. The moon's about confusion. It's about fear. Don't feel fearful. Feel confident like her. She pretty much diffuses a lot of confusion and lack of, self-esteem and stuff. So she's a really very powerful, I would say. But then again, you always remember she's about the thinking aspect of it, and we all know that true confidence does come from within. It's not always about our actions; it's about what we feel inside. So if you want to know about what this means, it's about feeling confident inside, really deep inside within you. Um, and just believing in your self-worth and having the utmost respect for yourself. And with that, a lot of great things can come out of it. So, yeah, I really like this card. I like the Queen of Wands. She's a great card. And if any of you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask. If I haven't covered something you guys want to know, like if, say, you want to know about some combination I didn't cover, which is possible. There's, 78 cards, for crying out loud. Um, Go ahead and contact me. I'd be happy to answer. Okay, so if not, you can check out my website at www.stellartarot.com. Okay, take care. Bye.